Hi, I'm Virginia Kong and I'm the Deputy Principal here at Newmarket Primary School in Auckland, New Zealand. I want to talk a little bit about my workspace that I have created. And the workspace I've created is for provisionally certified teachers here in New Zealand. So this is pertinent to Newmarket School. The purpose of putting this together was about the provisionally certified teachers. It supports the provision of high quality induction and mentoring for teachers with a provisional practicing certificate. So when teachers graduate from Teachers College or the university, they come out to schools, and within the 2 years that they are teaching, they must be provided with a high quality induction program. And that program, the reason why I wanted to put this together was that within that program they have it's part of the registration after 2 years to get full certification, and they need to provide evidence as part of that. This here, using Workspace, provides a platform for making their learning visible and showing their journey and following their journey in their first 2 years at any school that they are at. So here you will see on my workspace that I have got what they need to do, which is to teach in a continuous position, participate in an induction program. So the induction program is part of this, and being appraised, being mentored and supported by a fully certified or certificated mentor teacher for 2 years, and they need to hold a current practicing certificate. Now, part of the resources there I have provided here, which has just come straight from the Education Council, which is an induction and mentoring program. So part of that talks about some of the things that they should see or expect in the 2 years from their mentor, and for also guidelines for the mentor in terms of what they should provide to support their provisionally certified teacher. Here, and I have provided some templates which are pertinent that I have created here at Newmarket, and I've put on here, as you can see, due to privacy restrictions because of names and of certain people, that it's unavailable for external educators, and it needs to be copied. For the teacher needs to copy it to make it their own. But if they have a problem, then they can come and see me so that I can help them duplicate that. If you'd like to see more, you can contact me directly. Then I have provided some examples of some of the things that are part of the evidence, really. So the examples here of good practice, but also part of their 2 years, teacher reflecting on their practice, and I have included a teacher who has done that. Example of setting goals using Padlet. Here at Newmarket, we're looking at inquiry goals, and I've provided an example there. And then, of course, example of using social media. So here at Newmarket, we often use things like Twitter, and we use Seesaw and other forms of communication. Here I have a commitment to families and whānau, using Seesaw to communicate and connect with parents and whānau, and this shows an example of this through some of the teachers who are connecting with their families to inform them with the notice. I also have there a commitment to the teaching profession, and this is an example of a teach meet where a first year teacher has created and contributed to the profession by explaining her journey here. And also a commitment to the learners, meeting needs for our learners and planning. So there's evidence of learning through planning. And there's an example of planning there where we talk about looking at and providing things like learning intentions, success criteria, modelling and activities, and hyperlinking things as well, but also doing this digitally. Also, as part of our appraisal, and this is not excluding our PCTs, our professionally certified teachers, that our teachers and I've provided an example here of backward mapping. And this talks about each of the areas here as our code of standards in New Zealand for teaching. And one last example here I've also provided is the commitment to society. So teachers reflecting on being culturally responsive with their practice. And then, as you can see here, the evidence for full certification after the 2 years, as they're working through their journey, as I discussed earlier on, was how they curate and share their evidence using the slides below. So each teacher is shared the slide and they can curate the evidence through the slides. Here, links to the PCT Year 1 and 2 evidence. I've just got here just some evidence here and links in which they have used technology to create or adapt and personalised learning experiences that foster independent learning, but to accommodate the learners' differences and needs. And last but not least, the rubrics, which will be here in New Zealand, our Code of Standards, and this is taken directly from our Education Council in terms of what our standards are for teaching here in New Zealand. Going through this process of creating a workspace, for me, I've learnt lots of things and I found it really, really valuable. I really love the way that all aspects are all in one place, that I've not needed to duplicate folders, that I'm just able to share with each person and they have their own folder, and that this can be used from year to year. I'm not having to create it and share it each year. But also too, I like the way that it's collecting and curating things all in one place, but the evidence there is clear and it's visible to anyone. But also too, that I found that as I was going through this process, it's been a really good chance for me to revisit what I know, but also further unpack the actual Code of Standards here in New Zealand. So I found it extremely useful.